Sims, a talented bricklayer who had resided with his mother and sister in Georgia, was often hired out by Potter for contract work, and the slave was forced to turn over his wages to Potter each month. Sims had been Potter's property for 15 years, since he was a child, and finally saw his opportunity to escape. Days before he did, Sims approached a crew member of the M&J.C. Gilmore, a brig moored in Savannah Harbor, and asked whether the vessel needed a cook. He was told no and ordered off the ship. Sims complied, but he had seen enough of the ship and the surrounding docks to formulate a plan. When the brig left Savannah for Boston on February 22nd, Sims stowed away. For 2 weeks during the ship's wintry northward voyage, he escaped detection, avoiding the crew, foraging for food, and providing for himself. Then, with Boston's lights in sight, the brig's mate discovered the stowaway, and the Georgia captain ordered Sims locked in a cabin while the ship lay anchored outside Boston harbor. But the crew failed to take his pocket-knife, and on the night of March 6th, Sims jimmied the lock, lowered one of the brig's lifeboats, and rowed toward freedom. He landed in South Boston and, according to one newspaper account, took lodging in a colored seamen's boarding house. Despite the looming presence of the fugitive slave law, while in the city he made no effort to conceal himself. Even this lack of caution might not have led to Sims' capture if he hadn't made a grave mistake. Destitute for funds after a few weeks in Boston, Sims wired his mother in Savannah asking for money, and the telegram included his return address. Somehow, perhaps through an observant telegraph operator or simply word-of-mouth gossip, Sims's message and his whereabouts became known. Potter, the rice planter who owned Sims, first dispatched slave hunter Bacon to visit the slave's mother. When Bacon did so, he reported that Sims's mother begged him, whether her son was in a free state or a slave state, for God's sake to bring him back again. Potter wasted no time ordering Bacon to Boston, and Bacon was equally efficient in securing his arrest warrant for Sims on April 3rd. The Boston police moved just as swiftly. That evening, with the next House vote for the Senate set for 20 days later, Boston police cornered Sims on a downtown street and arrested him as a fugitive slave. Sims fought hard, stabbing Officer Asa Buttman in the thigh with a pocket-knife, snapping the knife in two. Police overpowered Sims, tossed him into a carriage, and drove him to the courthouse where he was imprisoned. Witnesses heard him cry, "I'm in the hands of kidnappers."